Thanks for the support as a channel member, Felix Bjorkman. Folks, I know I'm saying thank you a lot in these videos at the moment, but seriously, thank you for the ridiculous reaction that you've had to Non-League to Legend this year. We've broken so many channel records. There was a 2-day spell earlier in the week where we hit 200,000 views on a 48-hour period on the channel. Never got anywhere near that before. We've hit 85,000 subscribers. Never got. We had 75,000 6 weeks ago. It's been insane. Thank you very much to everybody who's subscribed to the channel, liked a video, left a comment, shared the videos around, or even just watch the videos to contribute to that watch time in the algorithm. It's been a massive team effort, but we are all over Football Manager 2021, and I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you for your support. Long may it continue. If we could smash 3,000 likes again today, that'd be amazing. Hello and welcome to part 5 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have an FA Trophy game away against Boreham Wood and a Conference North game. Couldn't remember the league we were in at home against Chorley. And I should remember the league that we're in because we're top of it. Since you were last with me, we've been on rather a long unbeaten run. I think the last game you saw was probably, I think we did Bradford Park Avenue. I think it's somewhere in here. That seemed right. Might have been longer ago than that, actually. But we've been playing pretty well. Levan Brandy's scoring goals all over the place. He got a hat-trick there, a goal there, a goal there. Spassov and Jones are both weighing in with their fair share as well. Sheriff still scores when the opportunity presents itself. And we're just, we're a good team. We're a very good team. And we're 6 points clear at the top of the league as we hit 18 games. So still not even halfway through the season and starting to build a little bit of a lead at the top of the league, hopefully looking good for promotion at the first time of asking. You know, last season's start team have set a bit of a precedent there. Not only did we go up with them first time of asking, but in real life, they went up first time of asking as well. So we've got that to live up to. That's what we're aiming for. But we'd also quite like to do well in the FA Trophy as well, because money is still an important consideration. Yes, we've got money in the bank still from our FA Cup run, but we are still spending over and above our wage budget because we can't get rid of the players that we don't want. They just won't leave. Why is this not showing properly? There you go. Get the full-on LOLLUJO view on, available on the Steam Workshop. Just search for LOLLUJO. Why do I keep pushing it? I don't know why I keep pushing it. But we'd like to win the FA Trophy, not just for the glory, but for the money as well. We love a bit of money around here. So this is a team that we're putting out there for the away game against Boreham Wood. Boreham Wood, by the way, are a National League team, but they are struggling in the National League. They're down in 20th place, looking on course potentially for some relegation this year. Could be a team that we swap places with at the end of the year. So it's going to be a good test to see if we're ready for the step up, if we can compete against a team struggling in the league below, which we really should. We really should be able to win this game, hopefully. So we're going with Colin in goal. A back four of Edwards, Senior, Asari and Moulden. Wooten and Boot in midfield. Patterson, Jones and Brandy behind Spassov up front. Danielson, Carvalho. Why can't I scroll? What's going on here? Danielson, Carvalho is suspended, which is why he's not in the team at the moment. Otherwise, I mean, there's a good chance he'd maybe even be on the bench because Jones is playing very well in that attacking midfield role at the moment. But Carvalho is usually there or thereabouts as well. He played a lot of games for us early on and has now started accumulating little niggling injuries, suspensions, tiredness. I think we just played him too much too early, and he's probably going to benefit from the rest and hopefully come back better and stronger in the second half of the season. But let's pump our fists, ask the boys to impress me as we face opposition from a higher league for the second time this season. And of course, when we did play Plymouth in the FA Cup earlier in the season, although we lost, we actually put on a really good account of ourselves. And I think if they'd have been maybe even a League Two team, we'd have had a bit of a chance. We pushed them close as a team that were pushing for promotion from League One. So I'd like to think for a team that's going to get relegated from the National League, we should be okay. Although XG is telling you otherwise, as neither team started this game particularly well. Are we going to get an entire first half with no highlights? We're not, because we have a highlight here. It's Boreham Wood with the goal kick, which has eluded Mould right back for us. Moulden, not Mould. And cross comes in and it's hit the crossbar. And that should be a little bit of a warning sign for us that we need to get our act together, because we should be beating this team based on the form that we've been in, and we haven't put together a decent attack in the entire first half. I'm going to point the finger and tell them to get out there and do better. We've got substitutes who can come on and shift things around a little bit if we have to. Both Clark and Sheriff are players who can come on and make a difference in a game like this. But at the moment, we've got to do something. We're going to demand more. Is it extra time or replays in this competition? I can never remember. But we are gonna make some changes, I think, because no one's playing well. We've still not had a highlight at this point. We're going to take off Spasov and bring Sheriff on. We're going to take off Jones. Are we going to take off Jones? No, we're going to take off Patterson and bring on Clark, and we're going to put Jones up with Sheriff, and we're going to go a little bit industrial. We're going to go 2 proper wingers and a target man, and we're going to go attacking, and we're just going to go and try and win the game, because at the risk of there being either extra time or replays, we don't really want either of them. We want this over and done with today in normal time, because the league is still our priority. This is just a little bit of extracurricular fun, and Sheriff is in here, and Sheriff rounds the keeper, cool as you like, and scores a 9th goal of the season to carry Sheriff. It's 1-0 to Kettering. That is a good finish, a very, very good finish. We're going to drop back down to positive if we can get a hold of the right buttons. We're just going to have to watch the highlight from the other angle first. It was a very good ball over the top from Asari. It's not just a lump forward. It looked like he was actually aiming for Sheriff. And, he found him, and we scored, and hopefully that'll end up being enough. I'm now wondering if we should maybe take one of those strikers off and just drop back to something a little bit more sensible, as we are playing a team from a higher division. It's just not really, there's not really anything on the bench to allow us to do it, unless we go to a back 3. We've done a back 3 a couple of times, or we've been practicing things. We're going to take off Sam Jones. Because we've got so many short defenders, I've gotten into a habit of switching to this occasionally, with Asari in the middle, because I think he's the one who's 5'8", and then these 2 either side of him, and then Malden still can't really play any more further forward, but Edwards can certainly pop forward a little bit more on this side, but we'll just leave him as a wing back on attack. We don't need to move him over there, but we'll go to the back 5. We're going to drop to a balanced mentality, and we're just going to try and see the game out with an extra defender in there. Edwards now with the throw finds Wooten. See, we've given up on relying on long throws all the time now. We do mix things up a little bit. They're still a threat when they work, but we give the ball away with them far too often. Boot's done very well there, and wins the ball back, finds Moore, and now Moore playing it over the top for Sheriff. It's like a carbon copy of the goal we just scored, and Sheriff scores again. What's that been disallowed for? How is he offside? We need to look at this from the other angle. When this ball is played, Sheriff's... Okay, he's here. Yeah, he was returning from an offside position. I'll let you have it. I'll allow it. Kev is allowing that goal to be disallowed. Right, 5 minutes remaining. It is a Boreham Wood highlight. We need to not let him in here, because it's Raquel Pike, a non-league to legend alumni as well. And I don't know how we come back here. I've broken the habit of a lifetime by trying to see out a game. Now we've got to use a back 5 and try and get back into a football match. I don't even know if such a thing is possible. We're going into extra time. I'm pointing the finger because I'm not happy. I'm really not happy with what we've been doing. We need to get forward. We need to get into a more sensible system here. We've got 4 centre-backs on the pitch. We're going to have to just play one of them out of position at left wing back, or left back, I guess. He can't really be a wing back. But he can go out there. And who's the more attacking out of these? Can he get further forward? We're going to get him forward as a Mazzala. He's going to play in there as a Carrilero. And he can be our deep line playmaker in the middle. And probably want him the other way around, actually, because Brandy's the more attacking one. So you do that. You do that. Back 4 is just going to sit back, being 4 centre-backs. And everyone else is there to try and score some goals for us. Can we make another change? It's suggesting we can make another substitution. Even better, we've now got a left back. Magic. How did I not know that was a thing you could do? Right, Malden with the throw. We've actually got a formation going again now, boys and girls. Sheriff's in, and Sheriff scores. It's a 10th goal of the season for Sheriff. We're back ahead in the game. This time, we're not going to change the system. We're just going to drop back to a positive mentality rather than attacking, and not going to try and be clever. We've had many tactical changes in this game already. I'm at my best when I don't try and be clever. When I try and be clever, I always manage to prove the opposite. Stick to what you know, Kev, which is just doing the basics well. If we do the basics well, we should be okay. Remember, this is a relegation-threatened team. Right, there's 10 minutes of extra time remaining. Malden with a big looping long throw. We do still do them sometimes, as you can see. Wooten playing it back and forth between him and Senior, who's taken a step out of defence. We've got a huge overlap on this left-hand side with O'Sullivan, I think it is, over here. If anyone can see him, but in the end, we've just worked the ball through to Boot, who gets a shot away, but doesn't manage to force any more than a fairly tame save out of the goalkeeper. And O'Sullivan, if I was him, I'd be furious that he was just completely ignored in acres of space, and they're looking for Kyle Pike again. Someone needs to tackle that boy. We know how dangerous he is, not just from previous non-Lethal Legends. I think he's been in 2 previous series, but also because he's already scored against us today. Sheriff, trying to, if he gets past his man there, he's clear through on goal. And now he is clear through on goal after a mistake from their defence. Sheriff looking for his hat trick and just screws it wide. He's had a very, very good game, but that was poor. Luckily, it looks like it's not going to matter because we have won the game after extra time. Well done, boys. That was a win against a team from the division above. It's always going to be considered a good result. And now we get to go back and play a league game. But before we do that, a little bit of a correction from one of the previous episodes. He's not joining Hadjuk Split. He's joining RNK Split. They're in the 3rd division. It's not quite as fancy a transfer as I initially. I didn't know there was more than one split. Does split mean United in Croatia? Is that why there's... I was not aware there was more than one split. I made a fool of myself in a previous episode, and I apologise. Let's go and beat Chorley. We have a real problem with this happening because I think the players that I'm trying to get rid of are earning too much money. We keep getting offers in for players. We keep accepting them. Lewis Wilson has an offer from Hereford. Hereford are a team with history. They're a team who with 6 months left to go on your contract, you think, yeah, I'll go and sign for Hereford. They want me. I'm on the transfer list at Kettering. I've not played all year. I've played once from the bench all year. I have no future here. But they're clearly not getting anywhere near his £300 a week contract. And we've got 4 or 5 players earning £300 or £400 a week who we keep accepting free transfer offers for, and they won't go. And it's very upsetting. Oh, the Chorley game was suspended because of a waterlogged pitch in the end. We are still top of the league, even in spite of that. I think we were the only game postponed. Doesn't even show on there anymore. We were supposed to be playing them, but it's not showing on there as postponed. It would be on the classified football results, that's for sure. And what it's done is it's given Carvalho time to have a nice long rest. So he returns into the team today to join up in that front four with Patterson, Spasov and Brandy. And we've also got Perry back in the midfield and Dunn back in at centre-back. So I think we're a stronger side now than we were for the game against Boreham Wood. Who are we playing? Brackley. Use your words, Kev. Did I just see they have Ashley Chambers up front? Another. In fact, he's not a non-Leeds Legend alumni. He's just an LOLLUJO alumni. Right, pump the fists. We'll go with what my assistant says. We've been on a good run lately. Go out there and impress me. Fair enough. Let's go and do that. Where are Brackley in the league? We drag this out and... phenomenal. Just what I wanted to happen. Edwards with the ball over the top. Senior's there. It's the second goal of the season for him and a much better start to this game than we had in the previous game against Boreham Wood. It's Kettering 1, Brackley 0 already. And it's a well-worked set piece, actually. I like a well-worked set piece. Brackley are down in 18th place. So this should be a relatively comfortable win for us. The Chorley game was going to be a little bit more of a challenge, which is why I picked that alongside the FA Trophy game. But you know, you can't plan for waterloggedness. Certainly not at this level. I guess if we were a fancy bigger team, we'd have better drainage in place. As it is, it's just going to be an old fellow with a fork. And there's only so much he can do to get the water off the pitch. Patterson with the cross, looking for Brandy. Brandy's there. Brandy's offside. This lot don't know yet. It's going to hit them in a second. There you go. It hit him. Now, oh, he's still happy. Everyone else, though, nah. I mean, that's very marginal. I would say that doesn't get given offside in a normal game of football. That might be given by VAR on the telly, which obviously we don't have at this level. In a normal game of football, that goal stands and we're 2-0 up. And yeah, I'm going to be bitter about it if we don't end up winning this game. Brackley have now got a corner. Senior heads it clear, and Carvalho, if he can get there first with his newfound energy off the back of all of his rests, we can get a counter-attack moving here. Carvalho is charging forward and he's tackled. I mean, it was nice while it lasted, wasn't it? Right, why have I not got Sheriff in the team? At least I've got him on the bench. I'm looking at that thinking, I remember now, Sheriff was really good against Boreham Wood, and I've still gone with Spasov because he's the guy with the reputation. We need to start starting Sheriff. I need to put that on a post-it note and pin it to my monitor. Don't pin post-it notes to your monitors, kids. Right, 1-0 up at half-time. We're pointing the finger and saying, look, that's okay, but this lot of rubbish, and we could be doing much, much better. Is that a sloping path with chairs on it, or a really weird bit of broken attempt at perspective? I can't tell. It looks like that's supposed to be sloping uphill. I just don't think it's rendered very well. Because if that is going uphill, you're going to slide off those chairs. And if it's not going uphill, then I think we're in some kind of valley. It must be a hill. Right. Substitutions. We're going to take off Brandy, bring on Sheriff. Brandy's not been very well. Not been very well. Brandy's not been very well. That's the excuse we're using for him. He's not played very well, is what I'm trying to say. We're also going to bring on Boot in midfield as I continue to just rotate between the three boys we've got in there who are all roughly equivalent quality. And I mean, I guess I should be prioritising Wooten and Boot because they're my player, whereas Perry's the one who's in on loan. But in reality, I'm just going to keep rotating them to keep them fit. And that's not what we wanted to see happen. This was supposed to be a formality, really. And this is 2 games in a row where we've taken a lead and then just let it slip by not killing teams off. And this is going to cost us as this season goes on if we don't start putting matches to bed when we've been the better team in them. And there's no questioning we've been the better team today. We've got the exact same player on the bench twice in Moore and Asari. They're both little centre-backs who can play right-back. We're going to go attack him. We've got to try something with a home team. And who can we tell to focus? No, I don't want to tell him to focus. The game's gone now. I wanted to fire up Spasov, but I didn't. So we're going to point the finger again, tell him that wasn't good enough, and hope that this isn't a sign that we're not going to be clinical enough in some of these bigger games. Although, to be fair, if we head back to our schedule, not the first time this season where we've gone a little bit 1-1 drawy. It seems to be one of our favourite results. I mean, that was a 1-1 draw after the regular time. In our last, 15 games, there's been 6 1-1 draws. We love a 1-1 draw. We need to start killing teams off. That's what we're going to be working on. Right, we will be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow, with it being the weekend, we're just shifting the schedule around a little bit for the weekend. So just for Saturday and Sunday, and this is going to be a Saturday and Sunday thing if it works properly, non-League to Legends moving into the 11 a.m. slot. And then we've got standalone videos, something else in the 4 p.m. slot both days. Leicester will be back on Monday, and then that'll move back into 11 and non-League to Legend at 4. Releasing videos at 4 o'clock on a Saturday and trying to compete with real football, especially when we can all watch it from home at the moment, is a challenge. So we'll get non-League to Legend out before the real football starts on Saturday. So 11 a.m. tomorrow for what will probably be a couple of league games or maybe another FA Trophy game. Gateshead might be an interesting game, actually. You know what? They're below us in the league. It's not that interesting. We'll jump forward to here somewhere, probably do another 6-7 games and then come back, try and pick some interesting games out from March, and hopefully we've figured out how to kill teams off by then. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.